I have makeup on because I had to have professional photos done today for my job. Yeah, I'm just making sure it's not smearing, sorry. And I've never done that before, so it was super interesting because the guy was like, so which way do you typically like to turn in photos? And I was like, I don't ever do like planned photos like this, so I have no idea. Also, he laughed because he was talking me through stuff, and I am the type of person who laughs a lot, so I kept laughing, and he was like, as nice as these photos look, you can totally tell you're laughing in all of them, and we need you to not. Anyways, I thought it was super funny. So I had professional photos done for my job today. Sorry, I'm trying to make the light a little better. Maybe this will help. Oh, that helped a lot. Hello, people. So this week was, I did videos last weekend about how this was the first visitation. So the kid's father came for like 9 days or something. He got here last Thursday. She has not wanted me until now. And he stayed until this morning. And what we had agreed upon, and I pushed for it because I felt that it was the best interest of the kids. He was not a big fan of it at first, but I think he came around to the idea, was that he stayed here in my place with the kids and used my car. And then he got a cheaper rental, like a little tiny rental that I used, because it was probably half the cost, if not even less, than if he had to get a vehicle that would fit the kids. And he didn't have to get a hotel because I have friends here and family, and so I just stayed with friends all week. It was really rough. He and I, of course, are not on the greatest of terms due to some things of how things ended in Hawaii. Not so much how they ended marriage-wise, but how they... Because, like, when we decided on a divorce, we actually ended up spending time laughing, talking about it. It was all the after stuff that I think really got to him, and, like, the realization of it really affected him negatively, and it led to some really bad stuff that led to a giant blowout situation. And so leaving Hawaii was a clusterfuck. So we aren't on the greatest of terms, but we're working on it. And so the week was really rough on that. Plus, the boys both got the flu early in the week, and now the girls have the flu, or at least Angie so far has it. I can almost hear it in Zoe. I'm really hoping, we all hope it misses Zoe, but of course she's already been around it. We're all, except for Zoe, are taking elderberry syrup, which is a recommendation from Bridget, because it works pretty well for her kids, so that's what we're using, plus dealing with fevers, constant fevers. I did not realize how long a flu fever could last. I don't think I've ever had the actual flu. Like, influenza, never. And watching my kids get it for the first time is insane. Like, they're fine, but they're not. It's weird. Like, they're acting fine most of the time and stuff, but, like, you can tell they're just kind of bleh. And, the fevers and, like, just a runny nose, like, and light coughs, like, it's not... I don't know. You'd think it looks like a cold, but it does not look like a cold to me. Like, it is drastically different. Anyways, so they have that. And we're dealing with that. So he got to go through the run-of-the-mill sick kid stuff, taking him to doctors, keeping him home from daycare, taking some of them to daycare, but not all of them, picking them up from daycare because they're sick, that kind of stuff, which was, he got to experience that. Of course, it was a little different because he didn't have to work. He was on leave, and I did have to work. And so today, when the boys were still sick, I had to deal with finding a sitter for half the day and then having grandma come down for a little bit to cover some of the shift. And then at 2, I got the call that Angie had gotten a fever, and I had to do the professional photos really quick because they had just gotten there and then go get her. Luckily, I didn't take lunch all week, so I think I came out about the same with hours. I'd have to look. And I got most of my projects going. I think I got a good start on some stuff. So as long as the girls are good on Monday and the boys are good on Monday, which I really hope they are, life should go back to normalcy. It was also really hard because it didn't hit me until we got the positive flu test. When you are not when you are used to being the primary caregiver and the person making all the decisions and knowing every moment of the day, like, it was a transition to go from putting them, like, having them stay-at-home mom to daycare. But it was a little easier because, like, daycare's used to having to fill parents in with every detail. And then also I would pick them up at the end of the day and take them home. It is really hard to go from being that sole provider to not knowing what the heck's going on, and yet still really wanting to make all these decisions because that's what you're used to doing and you know that you're good at that. And so he and I butted heads a lot, and then that happened. We got the flu swab came back positive. And I won't lie, I didn't listen to him a few times on things because I was like, I don't know, we have trust issues in general, and we aren't on best terms. And even though we're fine around the kids and we are fine to the kids about each other, at least I think he's fine to the kids about me and I'm fine to the kids about him, we, without the kids, we don't mesh. And so we would have conversations over the phone or whatever, and it was very hard. And I ended up apologizing and saying that I'm really sorry that I've questioned so much of his judgment this week, that I'm just having a really hard time letting go, that I'm not the sole person making those decisions because I'm not the person knowing every single second of every single moment of their happenings, and not that with them overnight as well. And like, this was like days into it, and so it was getting really difficult for me. And it was really hard, and I realized some things about myself, and I realized some things about our relationship, like as co-parents, and things about like how this entire experience is gonna go. We have 18 years of this. Our youngest is 8 months old, and so we ended up agreeing on that day after talking and kind of hashing a couple things out that we are going to, once he gets settled, go to a counselor, however we can, whether it's online or on the phone, as co-parents, to try to work through some of that stuff at the end of Hawaii that happened, that he kind of pulled, that I don't know, work through that trust issue from what that caused and stuff like that, and start learning how to communicate more effectively, because sometimes a third party being involved who's not biased is helpful. And so we agreed to do that, because we do have to do this for 18 years, and we do want to set a positive example together for our kids. And so we agreed to do that, and he sent me a message saying that he also feels that this experience helped give him an insight into what it's like to be the only person that they're dependent on. And he only got a taste of it because he didn't have to go to work and deal with getting up and getting them ready and out the door at a certain time, really, because it was a pretty fluid time, especially with Theo being sick, because he was the only one really on a schedule because of school. We have to work things out. It's going to be a learning curve, and the most important part for both of us is that the kids get time with each of us, and that we set a good example to the kids, and we find a way to just make it positive. So it was really hard, and I missed them so much. I thought that I would get out and have all this freedom. I would be drunk with freedom, like, yeah. Because I really don't work until 9 a.m. too, so it's not like I couldn't stay up half the night and do whatever, but like every single night I just hated that I didn't have my home and I didn't have my kids, and I just really missed him. But I also didn't want to come back here because me and him don't get along very well, and I really can't stand watching him parent by himself sometimes, and I'm sure he feels the same way about me. We just do things differently. So I miss them a lot, and I was over here a lot though, doing stuff and kind of trying to help him with different things. So I did not get to the gym very much this week. I ate like crap this week because I ate whatever I wanted, and I only ran once. I ran 5 miles on like Tuesday, and that's the last time I think I ran. That was pretty far away. And I won't get to run until at the very earliest Monday, so long as they're all good and can go to daycare. So that kind of sucks. I'm feeling kind of down on myself physically. But it is what it is. It's 1 week. I mean, when I went to Texas, I did a little bit more than I've been doing this week, and I didn't eat nearly as bad because, well, Bridget doesn't cook horribly, and they were still fine servings. This week was horrible for me. So this week, though, I did get a piercing, which I've been wanting, and work didn't mind, and I got a tattoo on my thigh. I will wait until it's healed to show everybody. I also said I was going to do short videos because of the uploading process and stuff, but I wanted to do a video for this week. So I'm home dealing with sick kids, got my house back in order, spent the afternoon cleaning and hang out with the kids, and we ordered pizza for dinner because it's Friday, and we usually try to do takeout on Friday nights so we can have a carefree time together. And now I'm going to watch my favorite show while I upload this and wait for laundry to get all washed and dried, because then that way I can fold it all tomorrow. It's going to be weird to have to wake up to kids again, but I missed them so much. My heart missed them so much. I just missed them. So I'm very happy to be home with them. I'm very happy they got time with their dad, though. I thought they would be bigger wrecks when I got home, but they were fine. We've talked about it, and they're totally okay, which is good. I thought it was going to be a lot harder. I'm sure Monday will be a little difficult because they got to spend so much time with him this week since they were sick. But we'll see. We will bear with it. So that is the first full visit and how it went. I spent time with friends. I ate dinner out a lot. And I mostly spent time with friends. I feel like I kind of entertained people all week. Like, it was what it was. But, yeah. So